Hey, good morning, everybody. I am thrilled that you're here. I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body mind expert and a shiatsu massage therapist, and my specialty is helping women who are in narcissistic and toxic relationships really figure out where they're going, how to get to the other side, um, tools that'll help them deal with what's going on. Because in our world, narcissism is really coming to the fore because of all the stress and chronic tension that's around. People's mental health issues are really coming to the surface, and more women are finding themselves in toxic and narcissistic relationships. And some of the colors of that, some of the shades are that can be an irrationality or an unpredictability or big mood swings. My dad went through that a lot when I was growing up as a kid, and I really didn't know how to handle the mood swings that he would have. And as a kid, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was my fault. I didn't know if there was something I could do. And it ended up that a lot of those emotions that I wasn't able to express ended up in my diaphragm. And for most people, a lot of women, in fact, all emotions, when we have them, strong emotions get stored in our diaphragm for a few days before they kind of go to some other part of our body. And so, what tends to happen is we can have decades worth of emotions that are stored in our diaphragm, that are stored in our abdominal area. And the cool thing is you can actually move some of this stress out. You can move it forward. You can get it out of your system. A lot of women have been in the situation of fight or flight for probably a very, very, very long time. And that fight or flight is partially based on their bodies being under a high level of stress. And so when your body's under a high level of stress, you're constantly in that place of needing to protect yourself, of looking out, what's going on, eggshells to walk on, who can I talk to, all of that stuff. And so it's very common for many women to have abdominal issues or have issues around their diaphragm when they've got a lot of emotions which are sort of stuck. And when you're able to get those emotions moved out of your body, whether you do it through crying, whether you do it through laughter, whether you do it through anger, no matter what it may be, um, if you don't move this stuff out of your body, it'll start to make you sick. And as time goes by, you'll end up sicker and sicker and sicker. And so it's in your best interest to start working on this stuff now. It's in your best interest to start clearing things out of your system so that you can get your stress level down, so that you can start to see things clear. If you've been in a relationship with somebody who's narcissistic or toxic, whether it was a family member like me, or whether it's a romantic relationship for somebody right now, or a marriage they've been in for decades, whatever it may be, you can start getting the stress out of your system. And one of my favorite ways to do it, especially if you've got a lot of stuck emotions in the diaphragm, is through breath work. Now, a lot of people confuse breath work with something that's meditative, and breath work can be very meditative. There'll be the in breath on 4 counts, there'll be the hold for 4 counts, then there'll be the relax for 4 counts. There's a whole process of it, which is cool. That's very meditative. But what I'm talking about is breath work that's specific for trauma. That breath work that's specific for getting emotions out of your diaphragm, out of your abdomen, and out of your system. And the really cool thing about it is when you do that, it gets a lot of stress off of your system and you're able to think clearer and stay out of fight or flight more often. So here's your homework assignment for today. I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to look up breath work and trauma, because when we start to really integrate these body mind tools in order to help lower your stress and help you manage what's going on in your life, the more you're able to do that, the more you evolve, the more you move forward and really create something that works well for you. Okay. So that's your homework assignment for today. If you know somebody who's stuck, or if you're stuck, please reach out. We've got this wonderful group of women that we're working with, and you get a lot of support for what you need to do. And then if you know anybody who needs this, please pass it forward. Please pass it on, because so many women are finding themselves in these situations, and there's so many tools that will really help them move forward. Okay. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. It's kind of dark and windy here with a lot of leaves on the ground, but it's going to be a beautiful day. So I will talk to you later. Okay. Bye.